Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back finally with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be starting Galaxy's Most Wanted. It's going to be a ton of fun, and what better way to start it than with a green duo, menace, whatever you want to call it, face-off. We are taking Drax today, and he's going up against none other than the first villain of the box, Drang. It feels so long since I've recorded that intro. Honestly, in real time, it's been about a month. So I hope you guys are looking forward to the start of this new season, as I'm calling it. And let's get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are at the table with some Drax, as you guys probably saw from the intro. Welcome to the new season that I'm dubbing it. I'm not really going to put in the title or anything of Marvel Rewind. Today we are up against Drang. So let's get this started. We're going to do a setup, talk about what we're trying to basically plan to do during the game and everything like that. So we're starting on expert mode here with Drang phase 2. If we look at how to make his encounter deck, the contents are Drang 2 and 3 because we're playing on expert. It's Brotherhood of Badoon, which is his mods, his villain set, Ship Command, and the standard encounter set. So we have Brotherhood of Badoon here along with Ship Command. We have the standard and expert sets here along with our obligations, so we'll go ahead and add that. And then it recommends one modular encounter set, and that is Band of Badoon, which is this 10 card minion set, which is huge. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of minions, and we're going to go ahead and shuffle that up. So for Drang's setup, it says to put the Badoon ship environment and the Milano support into play. Now the Badoon ship is the Drang's, I guess, unique gimmick. It has an ability called Charge Up. It's a special. You place one barrage counter here. Then if there are 4 or more barrage counters, deal 2 indirect damage to each player and then remove all the counters from here. So he kind of has like a little bit of a timer mechanic. He doesn't want you to stall for super long. He will be dealing some indirect damage. How he gets those counters on Charge Up is when he does his basic activations. He has a force response after he... oh no, it's only his scheme on stage 2. I think on stage 3 it's both his activations. But yes, if Drang schemes, he puts a counter on there, and on step 1 of the villain phase, he also puts a counter on there. We put that into play, but we also put the Milano support into play, which is a really good boon for us, especially for Drax, who's a 4-hander. So it's this permanent setup. The first player controls the Milano, and we can exhaust it to just generate a wild resource, which is super, super good for us. Drang has a when revealed. If his spear is in play, give everyone a face-down encounter card. If not, search the encounter deck and discard pile. So he has the spear attachment. He has Stalwart now, and we have to spend mental and then 2 physicals to get rid of it, and he has +1 attack. We have his main team Terrestrial Invasion, which comes in with 2 per player threat, and it says when it goes up, and it goes up by 2 per player every stage 1, and it says after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the charge up ability on the Badoon ship, and as a first player action, we can exhaust the Milano and remove 3 threat from this scheme. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and shuffle up our deck here. So Drax is interesting. I thought he'd have a pretty fun matchup against Drang here. Drang does have a lot of attack, but I think it gives us a little bit of breathing room on this stage 1 of the scheme to maybe build out just a bit so that we could stabilize and kind of just rush Drang down. I'm not really sure how the strategy is going to go. It really depends on the cards that we get in our hand, but we're playing protection today because I thought Drax is just a really good example of protection being really strong, and it's synergizing really well with his kit. So that's a good shuffle there. And as always in Marvel Rewind, you know we're going to make the cut, so we're just going to drop it here. We'll make the cut and we'll go from there. All right, so we are back here, and let's go ahead and draw up our hand size and see what we can do here. So we have a leading blow, parry, power of protection, energy barrier, parry, and rocket. Okay, so I don't think we're flipping up this turn. If we are, we can play rocket. We have 2 parries in hand. I just like these aren't the setup cards I really want to see. I think I'm just gonna trash. I think I'm just gonna trash 4 here. Let's draw 4 more. Med Team, Energy Barrier, Counter Punch, and Nick Fury. Okay, so maybe we are flipping up this turn because the Nick Fury kind of lets us do that. All right. So that's to us. So what we're gonna start with is, do I want a Med Team or do I want Energy Barrier? I think Med Team's better. So I'm going to spend these 3 resources plus the Milano here to get down Nick Fury. I'm going to use his effect to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have a Helicarrier we can get down, or we could do Luke Cage. Man, that's tough. Yeah, I don't really have anything that makes this, because then I would keep one of these in hand. I think getting out Luke Cage is definitely just better here, so I'm going to spend these 2 power protections to get down Luke Cage. He comes in with a tough, and, you know, he's got really good stats on him, so I do like that. I think we'll keep the Helicarrier, and we'll probably discard down, but no, we do have to flip up. We do want to make use of this. We're going to flip up to Drax here. He gets +1 for each vengeance counter on him. That's his gimmick, and it's after the villain attacks Drax. Place 1 vengeance counter if you cannot draw 1 card. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Nick Fury thwart 2 off the main here. He's going to take a consequential. We're going to have Luke Cage just swing for 2 onto Drang. Yeah, that's going to break his tough. And Drang's going to go down to 12. We're going to have Drax swing for 1. He's going to go down to 11. Then we're going to ready up here. Not a bad start here. I said I wanted to keep the Helicarrier, and I'll drop 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, these cards aren't great, so it might be a Helicarrier turn. Step 1 of the villain phase, it's going to go up by 2 per player. So then we have a force response. After resolving step 1, resolve the charge up ability. So we're going to place 1 barrage counter here. Now Drang is going to attack us for a base of 4. We're going to block with Nick Fury here. 4, 5. Give the villain a tough status card. If he already has a tough, he gets +2 boost icons. So he swung for 5 there. I'm glad I went ahead and blocked with Nick Fury. So yeah, that is that. Nick Fury is gone. And now we just have to deal with an encounter card here. 1 encounter card. Power Siphon. Peril. While you were resolving this card, exhaust this card. We're just going to exhaust the Milano and be done with that. Cool. It's back to us. Okay. I think what we'll do now is I think we just play the Helicarrier down and then flip down. We don't have any vengeance counters yet, so I think we'll just flip back down. I don't think there's a huge anything that's really scary for us to deal with right now. We will have Luke Cage. We probably need to do some thwarting. It's just thwart for 2 here. Luke Cage will take a consequential, and we'll flip down. He has a force response. After you change this form, remove all vengeance counters and heal 2 from him. He didn't have any, so we're just going to ready back up just so we can get that 6 hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we did get our knife, which is really good. We have intimidation, fight me, coward. Okay, yeah, these are good cards. It's going to go back to Drang here, so he can go up by 2. He's going to put another one on the Badoon ship. Now he's going to scheme for a base of 2, just 2, so it's going to go up to 4. And then what's going to happen is after he schemes, resolve the charge up, so it's going to go up to 3. And now we got an encounter card to deal with. Badoon Grunt. After Badoon Grunt engages you, if there are no other minions engaged with you, deal yourself 1 face and down encounter card. I'm pretty sure we flip it now. Caught off guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. That is really unfortunate, but that's our Helicarrier gone. All right. That's back to us. Okay, so I was trying to get some... Oh, this should be readied. I was trying to get some economy going. It doesn't look like... you know, it doesn't look like the game wanted that to happen, which is okay. We're going to exhaust the Milano here to put down our knife. Now we have 2 attack, which is pretty good. Then... What do you want to do here? I think we want to do like a fight me coward, right? I think that's probably to get our stacks going. So we're going to go ahead and swing for 2 on the Badoon Grunt here. Then, oh, we have no piercing or anything like that, which is unfortunate. I'm going to do fight me card. Ready your hero and draw 1 card. And then the villain's going to attack us. So Drang is going to hit us here for a base of 3. We'll just take this 3, 4, 5. That's going to bring us down to 9 health here. But we do get to start stacking our vengeance counters. So now we have 3 attack. Oh, I guess yeah, okay. Never mind, that works out. So we have 3 attack here. What do I want to do? I think we need a med team down. So I think we'll have Luke Cage break this tough here. He's going to take a consequential. And then, yeah, I think we just want the med team down. Maybe we keep an intimidation in hand. So we're going to spend these 3 resources here for a med team. So we has 3 medical counters, and we can exhaust it to heal 2 from a friendly character. We're just going to do that right now. And we're going to heal 2 from our identity. Go back up to 11. Then we're going to have Drax just swing for 3. Right, 1, 2, 3 onto Drang here. Bring him down to 8. Cool. Oh, wait, I think I took 6 damage there, right? Yeah, because he has +1 attack from his spear. All right, and that's going to be that. We're going to ready up here. Let's draw up 1, 2, and 3. Okay, ooh, this is a really good hand. I think we do want to take an attack here. So this is going to go up to 6. Now this is going to resolve his charge up ability. If there are 4 more counters here, take 2 indirect damage and then remove all counters. We're going to put both of them on Luke Cage here because it's not an attack and we don't want to lose our health. And then all the counters are gone. Now Dragon is going to attack us for a base of 4 on Drax. I think what we're going to do, we're just going to take this. So that's 4, just 4 damage there. We're going to go down to 6 health. That's going to put another counter on us up to that amount. And now we have to deal with an encounter card. This is Cannonade, hinder 3. And then it says exhaust. We can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 per player threat from the scheme. So it comes in with 4 because it's hinder 3 per player. And that's back to us. Okay. We definitely want a knife leap here because it only costs 1. Okay, so we want to do Dwight Mastery for sure. So we're going to go ahead and spend a martyr here to get this down. It says after Drax makes a basic attack, we can draw a card, which is extremely good. We're going to go ahead. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 attack. We're going to swing on Drang for 4 here, bring him down to 4 health. We're going to trigger this card to draw. We drew into Hard Knocks here. Do I want to do... I'm trying to see what I want to do here. We could Hard Knocks and get a tough. That's a play. It's not the best play. I don't think we can do that. I think we have to do some thwarting. Knife Leaf only costs 1, but we can do an intimidation here for 4. And then we can do for 4 off the main and then exhaust the Milano and then use Luke Cage on this one, but then we don't have a block. So we'll have to leave this up, but I do think we have to do an intimidation here. So we're going to spend 1 resource for this, which is remove XR from a scheme where X is equal to our attack. We're at 4 attack right now, so we'll bring this down to 2. And then we're going to exhaust the Milano and remove 3 threat from here, so it's going to go down to 1. And then we're going to use our med team counter here to heal 2 health, so we're going to go back up to 8. And that should be that. We're going to keep the Knife Leap in hand, and hopefully we can do some big damage this next turn. We're going to drop 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Interesting. This is not a hand I really like at all, but we'll see how it works. Okay. So you can go up by 2 here. Then what's going to happen is it's going to resolve the charge up. It's going to get a counter. Drang is going to attack us for 4. We're going to block with Luke Cage here. So that's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Luke Cage is defeated. I forgot to ready all this stuff up. Had to deal with something real quick. I forgot to ready all this stuff up though. And I think we're stuck on encounter card. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. So 1 encounter card. Assault. The villain attacks you. This is pretty poor. I think we have to defend. I really don't want to though. But I don't think I have much of a choice. I think maybe we defend and then just flip down next turn. I will defend here. And he's going to attack for a base of 4, 5 damage. I defended, so I take 3, 2, 3. I do get my last vengeance counter, but I'm also just going to spend a counter punch. After your hero defends against an attack, deal damage equal to your hero's attack. So we'll just spend it here. That's going to bring him down. That's 5 damage. That's just going to knock Drang into the next stage. And it's back to us. So he has a when revealed that says, so he comes in first off with 18 health, but he has a when revealed that says, discard the top 4 per player cards of the encounter deck. Each time a minion is discarded in this way, put into play, engage with the player. So this guy comes into play. No, no, and Badoon Assassin. So after he engages, we resolve the charge up ability. After he engages, he attacks with +2 attack. So we just have to take this. 1, 2, 3. We're down to 2 health. Okay, this is pretty bad, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so yeah, we have to just flip down here and let him flip the main, it looks like. So we have to get rid of this knife fleet, which is unfortunate, but we can't do much else. We're gonna flip down. So as force response, we have to move all 3 of our counters, and we heal 2 damage for every counter removed this way. So that brings us back up to 4, 6, 8. That's pretty cool. Then we're just gonna spend the Milano and these 3 resources to get down in Avengers Mansion. And we're just gonna have to go from here and see how it goes. We'll exhaust the mansion just to see what we draw. Mantis is really good, so I think we'll just have to, yeah, we'll keep her here. And that's gonna be that. We're gonna ready up. If it was something bad, I would have discarded it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I do like basically all of these cards. Yeah, these cards are really, really good for us. Okay, now it's time for Drang. This is going to go up to 6. This is going to resolve the Badoon ship. Now he's going to scheme against us, and that's going to resolve the Badoon ship again. But let's do this. So it's a base of 3. I mean, he's definitely going to pop this. Resolve the Badoon ship charge up ability. Okay, so now, since it was on the boost, it's going to trigger it. We're going to take 2 indirect damage, so we're going to go down to 6. It's going to go away. Then, because he activated, this is also going to go up by 1. This is definitely going to pop the main. So it has a when revealed, resolve the charge up ability. So it's going to go back up to 2. This comes in with 4 per player. Oh my, wait, did we just lose? I should have probably read this. I think we are alive by 1 here. So these guys are both going to scheme for 3. So it's going to go up to 7. And we're alive for now, it looks like, but we'll have to see for how much longer. Okay, so this is at 7, and now after he activates, it's going to resolve the charge up. It's going to go up to 3, and then we have an encounter card. Badoon Lieutenant Patrol. While this minions engage with you, you cannot thwart the main. Oh, Lord. Okay, that got really bad really fast. Do we even have it in us here to... I think we do. Mantis can thwart for 2 off the main, so we will be able to survive here. It's just a matter of can we thrive. We're going to use an Avengers Mansion here to draw. Brother Voodoo. I think we need Mantis instead for sure. Okay, so I need to play this out. So, okay. Okay. That's a response. This is a hero response. So we want to play Hard Knocks for sure. So let's try and plan this out. So the Hard Knocks would be these 3. We can knock out, we can swing for 2 and then knock out Badoon Lieutenant. That's going to give us a tough. And then we can play Mantis and then a 0 cost. So we can play Drax's other knife. We'll have to take 1 damage from this guy, but that's not terrible. We have a med team for a heal. I mean, I think that's the best we can do. Okay. Yeah. Because we need the patrol gone. Okay, so we are going to flip up here. Oh, we also get an extra card in our hand, which might change it. So we have 0 vengeance counters again, but we do have 2 attack because we have Drax's knife. We're going to deal 2 damage to the lieutenant here. Then we're going to trigger this to draw a card. We have leading blow. I don't think I want to use that right now. I don't even think we have the timing. Then we're going to exhaust the Milano and and then a double for hard knocks. We're going to deal 4 damage to an enemy. If he is defeated by that attack, we get a tough here. Just super good for us. So he was defeated. We get a tough status here, which we love to see. Okay. Now we need to start trying to get some damage on the board. Kind of. Okay. So I think we need to get Mantis out because Mantis has to thwart off the main because she's the only one who can really. Now I guess we'll keep Payback in hand, which isn't bad. So I'll spend these 2 to get down Mantis here. Exhaust Mantis and deal 1 damage, heal 3 damage from an identity. We're just gonna have her thwart for 2 off the main to bring it down from 7 to 5. She's gonna take a consequential, and then we'll keep Payback in hand. We'll spend 1 for Drax's other knife, so now we have Retaliate 1. We're gonna use the last counter on Med Team to heal back up to 8 here, and I think that's the best we've got. We'll keep the Payback in hand because we can deal some damage back. But yeah, we have to try and find this win somewhat soon here. Okay, that's gonna be it. We're gonna ready up. We're gonna draw up 3 more cards. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I guess we should just defend and deal. Oh Lord, what is that? 2, 4, 6 damage. I mean, I feel like it's not even that great. I'll just spend both paybacks, and then hopefully with our Avengers Mansion we'll draw into something. Because payback was what? It'll do 6 damage though. Yeah. Cool. Because we can spend both of them. So it's gonna go up to 7. Now it's gonna activate this, which is gonna, deal 2 indirect damage. Oh, we have to do it on Mantis here. Yeah, Mantis is gonna take both indirect damage and be defeated because we need our tough here. Drang is gonna attack us for 4, 5, 6 damage. It's gonna break our tough. And since the villain attacks me, we get a vengeance counter here, and I'm gonna spend both of the paybacks. After the villain attacks, you deal X damage to the villain where X is equal to your attack. So we have 3 attack right now, so we're spending both. So we're just going to deal 6 to him. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's at 12. And now both of these guys are going to... Oh, he also takes a retaliate from Drax's other knife. Now both of these guys are going to swing on us. Badoon Assassin, let's say he swings first for 1. He's going to get retaliated and defeated. This guy's going to swing for 1. He's going to take a retaliate, but he's also going to resolve the charge up. I forgot to remove the counters. Oh, wait. It should have 2 counters on him because it's when he activates now. And then we have to deal with an encounter card here. Badoon Grunt. After Badoon Grunt engages you, if there's no other minions, you get 1 encounter card. Okay, cool. We do have another minion. That's back to us. They should be ready. We're going to exhaust Avengers Mansion here and draw. We drew into Knife Leap. Is this enough? We will swing on him for 8 and then back on his turn. Yeah, Counterpunch gets it. Great, we just need to use the first action of the Milano then. So we're going to use the first player action on the Milano, exhaust the Milano, and choose to remove 3 threat from a scheme or deal 3 damage to a minion. That's going to be 1, 2, and 3. So it goes from 7 down to 4. Yeah, this should be it. The Knife Leap was the perfect draw here. This is such a good game to showcase Drax, I feel like. So Drax has 1, 2, 3 attack here. We're going to go ahead and swing onto Drang. There's no guard or anything that prevents us from doing that. We're going to spend this double strength, and then to play Knife Leap, we reduce the cost for each vengeance counter, so it only costs 2. When you make a basic attack that get +5 for that attack, it gains overkill and piercing, so we go from 3 to 8 damage. It's going to go from 11 down to 3, right? Yes, so that's down to 3, and then we just all that's left is for us to counterpunch him on the villain phase. And yeah, we're just going to ready up. There's nothing else to be done. Cool. We're going to draw up 1, 2. We're going to get an encounter card, but it's not going to matter here because the counter punch just came in clutch here. But we do need our 4th card. That was awesome. I really hope that there was no crazy mistakes or anything, but of course I'm going to have to watch it back and see. I don't think there was, though. Hopefully not with the cannonade, but we will see. All right, 1 more card here. Let's see. Oh, I guess I was supposed to draw 1 from... I forgot I was supposed to draw 1 from attacking. I don't think it makes a huge difference here. because I was going to deck out anyways. Cool. All right. That's that. He's going to go here to the villain phase. He's going to get 2 per player scheme. This is going to resolve the charge up ability. That's going to add a barrage counter. Drang is going to activate against us for a base of 4. We're going to exhaust to defend. So as long as we're not defeated, we should be fine. Exhausting for 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be 8. We're reducing it by 2. Do we actually lose here? I don't actually know. Because I think this attack knocks us out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're defending for 2. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to spend a counter punch, but I don't actually know how that resolves. So it would deal 4 damage to him, but we'll see how that works. Okay, so we're back at it. Let's go ahead and draw up here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I do kind of like the cards in my hand right here. If we can get down Nick Fury and Luke Cage, that sounds like a really strong first turn. I think I'd rather just keep all these in my hand, use the Milano to play Nick, and yeah, let's just do that. I forgot. If you can tell it's another take, it should have 2 threat on it. Cool. Let's go Milano here and these 3 resources to go ahead and play down Nick Fury. We're going to use his ability to draw us 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. All right. I think it's Avengers Mansion or Luke Cage better here. Probably the Mansion, even though I really do like Luke Cage. Or we keep the Mansion, and if we get an unplayable hand... Oh, this is tough. I think we'll play Luke Cage because we probably need the allies. So we're going to use these 4 resources here to get down Luke Cage. And he's going to come in with a toughness. And we're going to go from there. We're probably going to flip up here. And we're going to have Nick Fury throw for 2 off the main. We're going to have Drax and Luke Cage just swing. It's going to deal 3 damage here to Drang. Bring him down to 11. And that's that. Let's go ahead and ready up. We'll keep the Avengers in hand just in case. Nick's going to have a consequential. And we're going to drop 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, like these cards, if he doesn't flip a minion, aren't crazy. So I'm kind of glad I kept it. All right. So he's going to go up by 2. After he resolves step 1 of the villain phase and when he schemes on stage 2, what he does is he resolves a charge up ability. All it does is put 1 counter on here, but when it's at 4 counters, he deals 2 indirect damage. Dragon's going to go ahead and attack us for 4. We're going to block here. That's going to be 4, 5, 6. Nick Fury's defeated, and now we have an encounter card to deal with. Let's see this. Badoon Assassin. After he engages your hero, it attacks with +2 attack. I think I'm okay with that. We'll go ahead and take the damage here. Go down to 11. And that's back to us. Okay, so we can play a hard knocks and get, get a tough status for knocking out this assassin, but I think we're okay for now. We're going to go ahead and spend the Milano and these 3 resources here. Let's get down an Avengers Mansion. We'll use it to draw a card. Maybe it's something interesting. Leading Blow. Probably can't do anything with that right now. So what we'll do instead is we will probably attack this assassin here for 1. Then what we're going to do is probably use Luke Cage to thwart for 1 off of the main. He's going to take a consequential. I think we're just going to flip down here and take advantage of a big hand size. So let's do that. We don't have any counters anyways. And let's ready up. Okay, so we got 6 cards here. 2, 3. He has a force response. If I had any counters, I have to remove them all and turn them into healing. 4, 5, and 6. But luckily we didn't get that. We did get our Dwight Mastery. I don't know how to say that at all. Apologies, but yeah, that's an extremely good card for Drax. Hopefully we can get this online and this game going. So it's going to go up by 2, up to 3. This is going to resolve his charge up on the Badoon ship. And now Dragon's going to scheme against us for a base of 2, 3, 4. It's going to bring it up to 7. So I really hope we don't pop this right now. If we do, it's not the end of the world, but we get 1 encounter card. So we have Blockade, Hinder 2. So it has a crisis icon, so we can't even thwart the main. And it comes in with 4 per player. So that's pretty bad. But I think we're going to have to use the Milano to keep this in check. Because it's just a first player action. Remove threat. It's not thwarting. So we should be fine. Okay. That's to us. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. We got Drax's knife. Okay, I really like these cards right now. So that's cool. Probably not playing a knife leap or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and exhaust the Milano and remove 3 threat from this to bring it from 7 down to 4, which is not bad. Then what we're gonna do is, I think we need our knives. So something like this, and then we want a med team in play. So we're gonna go ahead and spend hard knocks here to get down our knife. We're gonna spend knife leap to get down one of the best support cards whenever Drax makes a basic attack, draw a card. And yeah, we're gonna, do we recover? No, we're just gonna flip up here. And so Drax has 2 attacks now because of Drax's knife. So we're gonna go ahead and swing on Drang here, bring him down to 9. And then what's gonna happen with that is we get to draw a card because of this. So we drew into an energy barrier. I don't think we really need that right now. So do we have Luke Cage actually thwart here? I mean, this kind of sucks with the cards in our hand. We still don't have what we need to get rid of. I wonder if we had a science resource at any point. I don't think we did. So I think we're fine on that. But, okay, we will do that. Yeah, we'll just get down the med team here. It's just going to be really good for us. So comes in with 3 counters, and then we can exhaust it and heal some damage from Drax, basically. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to exhaust a counter here, and then we're going to heal 2 damage from our identity. And then I'm probably going to end up discarding this energy barrier, but I do think I want Luke Cage. It's going to go up to 6. It's kind of tough because if I don't get another ally, it's pretty unfortunate, but yeah, we'll have him thwart for 1 off of blockade here. And he's going to take a consequential, and then we're going to ready up. Cool. I think this should be up 1 more because it was 1 phase and then 2 phase and then he schemed. So this should be at 3. Okay, cool. We're going to discard this probably, then drop 4, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, parry is not bad. Yeah, we'll probably just end up playing that this turn. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to go up to 6. This is going to resolve the charge up ability. So we're going to do the 2 indirect to Luke Cage here, which is really good for us. Now Drang is going to attack us at the base of 4. We're just going to take that here. So only 4 damage. What's going to happen is we're going to get a vengeance counter, because when a villain attacks you, we get a vengeance counter and we get +1 attack for each one. But we're also going to spend the parry here, which says hero interrupt defense. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent X amount of that damage, where X is double your attack. So we're preventing 6 damage here. So we actually take none from that activation. And now we have to deal with an encounter card. Badoon Engineer, after he engages you, resolve the charge up ability. So that's fine. It's going to go up to 1. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, cool. That's back to us. Okay. So we have 3 attack right now, which is pretty good. I think I want to, do an Avengers Mansion. We drew in a Helicarrier, which I do like. But we kind of have to deal with the thwart, which is quite unfortunate. Yeah, nothing exactly works out how we want it to this turn, I think. Actually, it might. If we swing on this, have Luke Cage, Milano this, and have Luke Cage thwart for 1, it could work out. I actually don't hate that. Then get the Helicarrier down. Or no, we can just heal Luke Cage. We're going to do that right now. We're going to med team and heal Luke Cage for 2. Then we're going to have Drax swing for 3 onto the Badoon Engineer. That's going to let us draw a card here because of our mastery. Then what we're going to do is we're going to exhaust the Milano, and we're going to remove 3 threat from this scheme to go ahead and clear off blockade. And now we're going to have Luke Cage just thwart for 1 to make sure that this doesn't pop. And then I wonder, do we just get rid of his sword here? No, I think we can keep Mockingbird in our hand, but we'll spend these 3 to just get down a Helicarrier. just get our economy up, and yeah, that's gonna be pretty good for us. We'll just ready up here. I'm really liking our setup here. Let's go ahead and draw up one. Knife Leap is super good. Rocket is good. Okay, we got a lot of really good cards in this hand. But let's see what happens. So he's going to go up to 7. Then what's going to happen is he's going to resolve the charge of ability. It's going to go to 2. Drang is going to end up attacking us here. I think we're okay with that. So we'll take it. It's 4, 5, 6 damage. Ouch, that's pretty rough. We're going to go down from 13 down to 7. But we are going to get another vengeance counter, which is, you know, a silver lining. Then we've got an encounter card to deal with. Gang up. The villain and each minion engaged attacks you. I don't think we can take another attack. So it's probably going to have to be Luke Cage here. Yeah, we're going to have to block this with Luke Cage. So he's going to swing for 4, just 4 damage. Luke Cage is defeated here. And I think that's back to us. Okay. So he's gonna flip a lot of minions over if we knock into his next stage, which is a good and bad thing. We could get rid of his spear and then get a Mockingbird going, which could be pretty good to help us stabilize. So I think that's what we will do. We're at 4 attack here. Yeah, so we'll swing here for 4. It's going to bring him down to 5 health. That's going to trigger our draw. So we drew into counter punch. So we'll spend counter punch, Brother Voodoo, and Rocket. Well, first off, let's go ahead and exhaust Avengers Mansion to draw. Fight me, coward. Okay, so we don't want to play that right now. So what we want to do is, first we need to exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from here. So it's going to go down to 7 to 4. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's really handy in this scenario specifically. I do like Knife Leap a lot though, so I think we'll keep it in hand the best we can. Or I'm going to spend these 3 resources though. It's a punch, and a mental. We're going to get rid of his spear here. So he no longer has that extra attack, and he's also no longer stalwart, which is really good for us. Oh, I think we have to spend my hand anyways, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, yeah, so that's going to reduce the cost of Mockingbird by 1, and then we're going to spend these 2 resources to get her down. We're going to go ahead and stun Drang here, which is pretty good. That's going to slow him down for 1 turn. And do we use the med team? I guess so. We'll heal up here. We'll go up to 9. That's going to use the last counter. And that's gone. And we're just going to ready everything up here. So we look... Oh, sorry. And then we're going to swing for 1. Bring him down to 4. Cool. And then she's going to take a consequential. All right, that's that. We're going to ready up. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not a bad hand at all. Cool. That's going to go back to Drang. This is going to go up to 6 here. It's going to resolve this. Charge up. It's going to go up to 3. He's going to try and attack, but he can't because he's stunned. And counter card. Badoon Sentry, retaliate 1. And then he has a boost, give the villain a tough status, but none of that is really going on. Okay. So I think we just want to knock him into the next stage. So I think we're going to end up doing that. Let's draw out the Avengers first. Intimidation, so we can get the threat lower if that's something we want to do. It does the same thing as exhausting a Milano though. Yeah, I think we're just going to knock him to the next phase. So we're going to swing for 4 on a Drang here. I already know that's going to reset his health to 18. And then we have to do his really nasty when revealed, which is discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Each time a minion is discarded, put it into play with you. So we're hoping for a low amount of minions. 2, 3. Okay, Badoon Grunt. That is a really lucky break because I could have been 4 minions. Cool. Okay, so he comes in and he has a forced, or what is it? Put it into play, engage with the player. Okay, so this wouldn't have activated anyways. But that's really cool for us. So what we're going to do now is We need to keep track of the scheme. So we're going to exhaust Milano and remove 3. Bring it down to 3 here. We're going to spend these 2 resources for Martyr. She has a Guardian as a response. After Martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack, if that attack defeated an enemy, give her a tough status card. So this is the response is after she takes the consequential. So we're gonna have Martyr swing for 2 on the Badoon Grunt. She would take consequential, right? So what does it say? After Martyr takes consequential damage from defeating an enemy. So she's going to take the damage. Okay. So after she takes consequential for defeating an enemy, if that attack defeated an enemy, give her a tough status, which is extremely good because that's gonna stop basically another Drang activation here because she can just block with a tough, which is super good for us. Probably want to get Starhawk down too. So I think we're gonna have Starhawk just start attacking Drang here. We're gonna use a helicarrier and spend 1 for intimidation to get down Starhawk. We're gonna have him swing for 2 onto Drang, bring him down to 16. We're gonna have Mockingbird swing for 1, bring him down to 15. So they're both gonna take. He's gonna take 2 consequential, and then Mockingbird took her 1, and we're just gonna ready up here. We have a really good setup going here, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Let's draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, cool. So we have a payback in hand. Do we have him swing on us? Because we don't have a ton of damage. I think the answer is probably no. So that's fine. We'll just get Mantis in the play or something next turn probably. So Drang, this is going to go up to 5, and this is going to resolve the charge up. So it's going to go up to 4 counters, and essentially we're going to deal 2 damage across the board. So I think what we're going to do is, do we take it both on Drax? I think we take 1 on Drax and 1 on Mockingbird. Yeah, we'll take 1 on Mockingbird and have her be defeated. That's fine. And now Dragon's going to attack us. All of these counters are removed. We're going to block with Martyr here. He's going to attack with a base of 3. His activation and attack against Overkill, Piercing, and Ranged. Wow. Okay, so he attacked for 3, and Martyr has... So it's Piercing, Overkill, and Ranged. So Martyr is defeated here, and then we take 1 damage. So after the villain attacks Drax, I wonder if that triggers. I don't think it does. That's really unlucky, though. We're going to take 1 from the Badoon Sentry. And now we have to deal with an encounter card. That was quite unlucky. Exhaustion. Oh, no. Okay. Surge. Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. If there are no side schemes, mill until we find one. That is a terrible turn for us. That's absolutely crazy. Bombardment. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve Badoon's charge up ability, or we can exhaust Milano and remove 3 threat from this. Cool. And then we discarded all of these cards. Oh, yeah, that was really bad. That sets us back quite a lot. Okay. That's back to us. So I think we need to get down Mantis for sure. So I think first things first, we're going to exhaust the Milano and get rid of this. We don't want that at all. Man, we'll do an Avengers Mansion here to see what we draw into. We drew into Drax's other knife, which is not terrible. I think we're going to take Drang's attack next turn just so we can deal a lot of damage to him. How much cards? That's a really scary amount of cards left in our deck. But I think we have to do it. We're going to spend these 2 for Mantis here. We're going to use our action to exhaust and heal 3 damage from an identity. We're going to go back up to 9. And she's going to take a damage. Okay. Then we're going to spend a helicarrier for Drax's other knife. So now we have Retaliate. So when he swings on us, he's going to take 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to take 5 damage when he swings on us, which is pretty good. and we just need a way to finish it off afterwards. I think we have to keep Starhawk up here in case he gets extra activations. But yeah, that's going to be that. We're going to draw up here. 1, 2. Oh, double payback is super good here. So yeah, we just have to survive. We're going to get an encounter card. Double payback is quite good. Okay, shuffling up. And then we get one more. Hard Knocks. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we're going to ready everything up. So Drang is going to start. It's going to go up to 7. This is going to resolve the charge up. It's going to put a counter here. Now he's going to activate against us. We're going to take this damage. We're not going to defend, so it's going to be 3, 4 damage here. So we're going to get our vengeance counter. We're going to take the 4. And so it brings us down to 5. And we're going to trigger both of these paybacks here, which says after the villain attacks, you deal X damage to the villain where X is equal to your attack. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack right now. Both of them are triggering. So we're dealing 10 damage to Drang here, bringing him from 15 down to 5. And now it's just about surviving, it looks like. So there's no exhaustion left. Hopefully we've got this here. Badoon Sentry is going to go ahead and hit us for 1. That's fine. We're down to 4. Also, this resolves the charge up. This should be at 2. And all right, 2 encounter cards. First one, Badoon Warlord. His attacks gain overkill. There's no guard there, though, and he doesn't attack me. Last encounter card. Under Fire, Surge and reveal the top card. This is the worst. This is the worst thing I could have imagined. Cannonade. Okay, so it comes in with 4 threat, and it has an extra icon, 1 more. Power Siphon. Okay, Peril. I'm resolving this card. Choose 1, Exhausta Milano. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we've got it. Whew, that was a lot of encounter cards. He did not want to make it easy. We're going to use an Avengers Mansion here. We're going to draw. I mean, this is just... yeah, this is beyond over. So we're going to start with Leading Blow. We're going to make a basic attack for 5. We're going to use a Hero Interrupt. When you would make a basic attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck and reduce the attack by that many boost icons. It's 0. So we swung for 5. And then we also get to ready up. Ready up. And we get to draw off of this. So, okay, this is crazy. We're going to swing for 5 more. We get another draw. So that's 5 more. That's crazy. This end turn is crazy here. Okay, what else could we do? We could do Fight Me, Coward. Ready your hero and draw a card. The villain attacks you. And we're going to have Starhawk take this attack. So that's 3, 4. And then he gets a tough status card, which is unfortunate. So he swung him for 5. And then so Starhawk would be defeated, but we do get a ready. How much overkill can we do here? I guess what we could do is play down Martyr, Luke Cage. We'll just have, we'll spend these 4 in Helicarrier to play down Luke Cage. Luke Cage will swing for 2 just to break the tough. Then we'll have Drax swing for 5 more. We'll do 10 overkill. And then we'll have Mantis heal him for 3. And that is Drang defeated on Expert mode. First villain of Galaxy's Most Wanted. Done and dusted. Let's go ahead and get to the deck list. Okay, so here I am back at the table. Well, I guess we just came from the table. Regardless, we were playing on Drax today, and this deck was so much fun. Drax was so much fun. I think it's super fun and crazy how at this point in the card pool, green with the green aspect, he's just super good in protection. The deck just worked really well, and it was a ton of fun. Now, I was going to point out a specific MVP from my deck, but if I had to pick the MVP for the scenario, it's the Milano. This is an absolutely insane modular encounter set. Starting the game with a wild resource generator is absolutely crazy. It helps you get a better setup turns. When you flip down, instead of 6 cards, is basically 7. It's just so good, and every single challenge that Drang has, whether it's a side scheme or comes from ship command itself, every single challenge that this modular set brings is always offset by just using the Milano. For example, as long as you're not greedy with it and you leave it up in the encounter phase, if you get an encounter card from the ship command, basically like I would say like 6 out of 8 of them or something, just a really high number of them, all it takes to get rid of an encounter card is just exhausting it, and then you lose a wild resource generator for one turn that you didn't even pay for. It's absolutely crazy. But that's Drang specific and that encounter set specific. Let's talk about the deck we made. So we have Drax's 15 specific identity cards here. Drax is really fun. I think he has a really fun gimmick where you want the villain to hit you. You can't have allies block, but once you hit that threshold of those 4 counters that you need, he just goes off from there. Then after you get that 5-4 attack or 5 attack with his knife, you just go crazy from there. His cards get so efficient. Parry is crazy. His thwart event is like 1 for 5. He has just like so many synergies in his kit. His knife leap is free, and then you're attacking for what, 10 with overkill and piercing. He's absolutely crazy. He's absolutely a ton of fun, but taking 3 hits, especially from expert villains, is really scary, and that's why I think protection melds so well for him. And it's a side of protection that hadn't been seen in the game up until this point. I think he does a really good advantage of it, where he wants to take those 3 villain attacks early, get his counters. And then you saw how I didn't, I flipped up to hero the first turn, but then I flipped back down because I wasn't ready to start building those counters yet. I had to build my board a little bit, but once I was ready, I was flipped up and I never flipped back down. I was just abusing those counters. And then also I was using protection not as an aspect to protect allies or other players at a table in a multiplayer game, but I was using it to protect my health, because the health is the most important resource that Drax has. So you have that Mantis ally that heals 3 from an identity. We have the med teams in here. We have Hard Knocks, which gives him a tough, which in a roundabout way protects his health stat because he doesn't want to be flipping down. He wants to be readying. He wants to be using that 5 attack stat that he has to just beat down the villains, beat down the minions, and keep the board in control if you're in a multiplayer game. Let's talk about the deck list. Let's go through the non-aspect stuff first. We have Rocket Raccoon. This is a tech specifically for the scenario. You can only play him if you have the Guardian trait. And then when he attacks a minion, he gets +3 for that attack and overkill. We never got a chance to play him. Mockingbird and Nick Fury, they're just the core box goats. They're going to be going in basically every single deck. Mockingbird is a bit trickier to use here because Drang gets Stalwart with his spear, but we were able to remove it and play Mockingbird, I think, in the same turn or the turn after, and that was really good. Then we have here, Helicarrier and Avengers Mansion. These might see like weird picks for a character like Drax. Usually he's a bit higher tempo. You want to beat down the villain, but you saw I found ways to get both of these cards on the table en route to a victory, and it really helped us out a ton. We were able to play 2 cards instead of 1. They were just super, super good. If we're looking at our resources here, we're on the 3 basic doubles, Genius, Energy, Strength, and then the 2 green doubles, Power of Protection, which is really good because we do have a lot of, aspect cards in this deck, which I thought was a ton of fun as well. We have Starhawk, he's just a super good ally. We have Brother Voodoo here. We have Martyr, and we have Luke Cage. Now, you should know what most of these allies do. Starhawk is just really cheap, and you can recur him. Brother Voodoo can find us an event like a Knife Leap or a Payback. Luke Cage is just a really good core box ally. He comes in with tough, 5, basically 6 activation, just super good and versatile. And Martyr here was another specific tech for this scenario where, as a response, if after Martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack, if that attack defeated an enemy, she gets a tough status. Just super good and strong, even though it was immediately, I was immediately deflated by flipping a boost that gave piercing, overkill, and range, which kind of negated that. Spoilers if you haven't seen the episode. We're looking at our upgrades and supports from protection here. We're on 3 energy barrier, mostly for that same idea of reducing damage done to Drax so he can stay in hero form. And then we have triple med team here, which was also super good. It heals 6 damage for Drax. It's just really, really good for keeping him in hero form and doing what Drax wants to do. Now we're looking at our protection events. We're on 9 here. We're on triple counter punch. This is basically kind of like his parry. So except his parry, he doesn't need to actually defend, but there is a combo where parry declares you as a defender, and then counter punch, because you are defending, you can also play it. So it's basically another copy of parry. It's a less good copy of parry when you take any amount of damage. It's a way less good copy of parry, I'll be honest. Well, not parry. The card I'm thinking about I'm saying the wrong one. It's payback. It's a way less good version of payback because it says after the villain attacks you, you just deal X damage, where X is your attack. Counterpunch, you have to defend to get that damage. But you know what? It's 3 other copies of conditional payback. It was really good. We're also on triple leading blow here. This is a card that I think Drax himself came with. It's just really good for him, especially when you have all your counters maxed. When the hero makes a basic attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck. And then you reduce your attack by the number of boost icons. And if you still deal damage, you can ready your hero. You saw in that last turn, we got to swing for 10, basically 15 if you didn't get that tough. And then with triple hard knocks, it's just really good in minion heavy scenarios. It's 3 costs, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If an enemy is defeated, you gain a tough status, which can help Drax protect his all-important health stat. That was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun revisiting Drax. Let's go ahead and check out the tier list and see where Drang stacks up with the rest of the villains in Marvel Champions. I'll see you there. Okay, so here we are at the tier list. Now let's talk about Drang. So usually when I get to these segments, and it's been a while since I've recorded one, apologies for that. Marvel Rewind has been on kind of a hiatus of sorts into the new year. But we are back and we are ready to start beating down some villains. So Drang, usually when I get to this section of the video, I usually have to mull over it a little bit and talk through it. I think that I'm pretty set in stone on where I want Drang to go, but I'm going to give my reasonings before I place him. So Drang is really interesting. I like that his stage 2, he gains an equip that basically makes him stalwart. I think that's pretty unique from other villains. It gives him +1 attack, but the stalwart is the important part because you do want to stop Drang's activation. So the charge up on his Badoon ship, even though it's pretty slow in most cases, it only goes up by 1 and then he has to get to 4 to just deal 2 damage. It doesn't really go up fast, and it's not really a crazy effect either. But all of that being said, regardless, Drang, I do like that he gets that conditional stalwart, and the resources you have to spend for it are kind of difficult, especially if you're starting the game. And he also sort of punishes you for staying down. Even though he has 8 per player threat on his main scheme, he sort of punishes you because it will add another charge to that, a counter to that charge up on his ship. So he does have some kind of synergies working there. I also think his stage 3, when revealed, can be extremely nasty, especially comboed with his Band of Badoon modular set, where it discards 4 per player cards from the encounter deck, and every minion that is discarded gets put into play engaged with the player with the fewest minions. In solo, obviously it's only you, but in multiplayer, the minions can just be dealt out across the board, and it gets even scarier because sometimes you get that little Badoon soldier who has 2 health that says if you're not engaged with any other minions, what it does is you get a face down encounter card. So in multiplayer specifically, that ability gets even stronger because, okay, you can kind of game it a bit in solo, where if you have a really low health or weak minion on your board, when that little engineer guy or whatever his name is gets revealed, you never get the encounter card. But in multiplayer, you don't have that kind of option of gaming it as much, because the person who has the least minions is the one who's going to get that minion. So a bit of multiplayer consideration there. But all that being said, Drang has a good amount of stats. He has like 2 scheme, 3 attack, and then he goes to 3 scheme, 3 attack. That's pretty good, especially for like a first villain of a box. His main team also goes up 2 per player instead of 1, which also puts some pressure and doesn't let you stay in alter ego as much as you would like to. Also, his starting thresholds are really high. Or sorry, the starting threat is really high. On his stage 1, it's 2 per player, which is, it's more than normal, especially if you're going up 2 around. But on his stage 2, when he reveals it, it's 4 per player, and it pops at 8. If you get an unlucky, like if you flip down one turn and you're like, oh, I'm gonna let him pop the main, you might have seen if I tried and keep in the outtake or not, I could have lost the game because I didn't even read how much starting threat it had, which is also another consideration. But all of that being said, I do feel, specifically that a lot of Drang's power, again, this tier list is, with the recommended modular sets in mind. So I can't really deduct a ton of points from here, but the Band of Badoon really is the scary part of the Drang scenario. Some of those minions are really nasty. Their boost effects specifically are really nasty. And though that makes Drang, it really elevates his difficulty to a way, that is maybe not as high as you think it would go from a starting box villain. All of those things being said, even with all of the good points that Drang has, I still don't know if I could see him go any higher than above Taskmaster. Now, I will say, talking through it did talk me to putting him in the B tier here, but I was originally going to put him at the top of C, but I think the bottom of B tier is good for him. I think you're going to have more challenging games against Taskmaster. I think he's immediately more threatening with something like flipping and lowering your HP. Drang is also threatening in a similar, but he's in a different way that I think is a tad weaker and more gameable, especially in solo for this series. So this is where Drang's going to go. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and if you're having fun following the series thus far. If you're fighting Drang, let me know what hero you use, what's your favorite matchups or hero matchups deck build you do for him. Let me know everything in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys are prepared for Galaxy's Most Wanted. We got more villains coming every week on a Tuesday. Make sure to catch it. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.